My friend, de-augmented. Now, what is a de-augmented? To understand what a de-augmented is, let's look at music through the eyes of the major. When we play a D major, we have a D note, an F sharp note, and then an A note. Well, there are two A notes. Yeah. When we play a D major, we have a 1, 3, 5. By flattening the third, we would get a diminished, which means we could put down our F sharp to an F natural. Now, it still leaves the 1 and then the 5 as they are. So that just becomes a minor chord by diminishing the third by a half step. When you diminish that fifth again, you have two notes that are diminished, and now you're stacking all three notes of this triad in tertiary harmony, which means when you have your D with a flat 3, you have your D here, and then you have your A, and you have an A flat, you get a diminished chord. Now, the idea for our diminished chord, you can't really functionally play it here because you can't go from this A to an A flat. So we need to put this note in to be able to actually functionally have this chord. When we play this chord, we find ourselves seeing that 1, 3, 5, when it's manipulated, gives you all the chords or triads in a major key. Because major keys have a major chord, minor chord, major chord, major chord, minor chord, then diminished. If none of that made sense, check out this channel. It will amaze you how much fun we can have with music. As far as like an augmented, it's the only one that most people that play music for a long time never actually learn, because it's a 1, 3, sharp 5, which means if we play any chord like a G major and we sharpen the fifth, we get a chord that still builds tension, but each time it's a different fun chord. This one happens to be the D augmented. So first finger, first fret, second finger and third finger can play the C and the E in the middle and wrap that pinky. Or if you're a rock star, first finger, two fingers on there and play that down. I find that to be extremely comfortable, much more than doing that nonsense. When we play this, it can be moved up in fourths, or minor third, sorry. 4 frets away. But let's just show you the other movements we could have here for our augmented chord. You can go all the way to your second fret, bar this, put a second finger down, and pinky is gonna pop right out on the fifth. That gives you the same augmented chord because you're covering your 1 and your 3, then you have a sharp 5, and here we're having a tension builder for keeping that A inside the chord. How groovy. And then lastly, for our D-aug, we can go to the 7th fret, bar the entire thing up, skip a fret, not a finger, and let your finger play the 9th fret with your first finger, and then play the 2 middle notes right next to it. If you're a rock star, again, use 1 finger. It makes the whole thing a lot easier, and you start to see them as being movable notes. So, you know, great chord, isn't it? Builds tension.